You are now tuning in to the Evolution Daily Podcast. All right, bitches, we are back with another episode of the Evolution Daily Podcast. Wait a second, hold on. I made a fatal error. Fuck it, let's just keep it going. They can see my fit.
What's the error?
Just talk. I gotta put my sunglasses on.
Aaron needs his sunglasses.
It's so bright over here, dude.
I see. Yeah. So anyway, guys, I've been getting into game a lot more seriously lately. Just ripped my bedroom apart, threw my computer downstairs, and decided to just make my room nothing but a bed so that I can start going ham at game. So that's something that maybe we'll talk about once Aaron finds his sunglasses. When we were in LA, I had this little tally counter app on my phone that I used to basically keep track of my approaches and my numbers and things like that. I think, I didn't get too many days to do approaches, but I did about 50 in that total trip, and then I ended up getting about 7 numbers, which is pretty cool. Tried to get the chicks to go on some dates or stuff before we came back here, but unfortunately none of that worked out, but that's fine. Averaging 7 phone numbers from 50 approaches.
Enough.
That's not bad.
Enough of this. So anyways, guys, I'm kidding. That's amazing. No, you're somebody who you have struggled to really take action in game, and it was something that years ago I would say I would basically tell you, man, you got to be, it's got to be a good look. You got to be fucking, if you're working for me, I can't have you out here sucking at game and shit. And it just turned into a thing where, you finally, told me one day that you don't like when I'm yelling at you to go to the gym and go game and stuff like that. And to me, it was, you're a great employee. And so you said, I just want to do my job. And then when it comes to personal shit like that, I want to be left alone. I want to set that boundary.
Yeah.
And I was like, perfect. That's totally fine. And, yeah, I think that now for the first time, there's been little times over the years where you've gamed a little bit,
right?
But I can see now, again, through action, because you're always just so fucking neurotic, and you're always just like, I had crazy breakthroughs. I'm in a whole nother place. The last 2 weeks have been nuts. And I'm like, what did you do? Just thinking a lot of shit. I'm thinking crazy shit. And now you in LA, I could tell how serious you were about being very different and moving upward in the physical realm, and that is clearly showing. You got a fucking personal trainer. You completely rearranged your room, which sounds like not a big deal, but it is, because you've set it up to where, this is a room you can pull to.
Yeah.
Does that feel good, knowing that your room is getting very close to being very ready for a girl to come in and just be like, this is a place I get fucked?
Now that you just even mentioned that, it's like, isn't that the case too when we see students on boot camp where they didn't bring a condom? Just so many mental things where you're not ready, to the point where it's like it almost becomes the reason you don't do it.
Yes.
It's like, well, why would I go out my room? And so it's just like, I think you just need to have all the things pointing in the direction.
Yep.
And then now when you have the thought, hey, let me go out, it's not like blocked by all these things you'd need to set up, these obstacles that you put in front of it. So it's just streamlining the road, clearing the roads so the road's empty, the runway's empty.
Yeah, and it does. It feels good to prepare yourself for sex before you go out. I like being showered. If I was at the gym earlier that day and I'm all sweaty and gross, because I have some empathy in this life, I'm thinking, okay, what if this girl starts giving me head that I pulled tonight, and she starts licking on my balls, and then maybe there's, dust and debris from my boxers and things like that.
So out of empathy.
Yeah, so I like to be showered. I like to be clean.
Yeah.
I like to make sure that I clean my room up before I go out. I love the ritual of turning the red light on, making the bed a little bit. I mean, I prepare it for seduction. You know how many guys don't do any of that because they don't even think they're going to pull?
Yeah, now it's cool that it's funny you say that, because now it's like I want to start preparing for seduction.
Yeah.
I have the salt lamp and I have the bed and everything, but it's like I want it to be, I was talking about getting different sheets and curtains and kind of just making it like a room for love.
Yes.
Yeah,
yep.
So the salt lamp.
The salt lamp is key. The you got to have You got to have some nice feeling sheets. You've got to really, the biggest thing I think is not having a room feel cluttered.
Yeah.
Clutter is not seductive.
No.
Clutter's not seductive. And so taking all the little knickknacks that are always kind of just laying around all over and putting them in a box, things of that nature.
You know what you talk about too? Nobody talks about this.
What?
It's like even just the word seduction.
Oh, yeah.
Like when you say like what's seductive and what's not, I've never talked to a single person in my life who's been able to point out like what is seductive and what is not. Even as simple as like, you know, outside our main club that we used to go to a lot, the meat trucks that were out there.
Yes.
You said eating meat at the meat truck before pulling is not seductive.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
you feel it in your stomach, you're eating grease, it's not seductive. Whereas like chocolate,
Yeah.
strawberries, those are seductive.
Yeah, and the big thing too was guys are always bouncing girls to get food at the end of the night. They view that as their kind of, oh, and then I'm going to pull from that. That's horrible. It's horrible. Dude, girls don't want to fuck after they got a bunch of slop in their belly. Nothing worse than sitting there with like a hot chick who's just fucking, and what'd you say your fucking name was again? Who the fuck are you again? And she's just got grease running down her fucking chin.
Let me challenge you.
Yeah.
Let's say you had to. Let's just say the girl wouldn't just go back to your place straight away for whatever reason. You had to. So God came down and said you have to take her somewhere to eat first.
Okay.
What would you do?
So the last time I bounced a girl to food from the club was actually in Pole. It's in Pole.
You went to the. Can I say the name?
Bakersfield.
Bakersfield.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's healthy tacos and shit.
Yeah, which is like it was cool.
It's
Low
not
light.
greasy, gross food.
Yeah.
Me and that girl were right by a bar that has a big pizza place in it called Mikey's Late Night Slice. I could have taken her to Mikey's. That would have been repulsive. I remember Trey and I, for anybody who has ever gamed in Miami or lives there, you guys will know there's this place right next to Blackbird. I think it's called Moondogs or Moonies, something with Over the Moon, I think. Yeah, it's called Over the Moon. And, dude, it's just a slop fest. It's just a bucket of slop, right?
No.
And me and Trey pulled these two girls from Blackbird after just being there so long. I fucking hate Miami, dude. Those clubs don't close till 6. So it's 4 a.m. or some shit.
Yeah.
And the party ain't stopping. It's lit outside. Over the Moon is lit. Everything's just still crazy lit. We're like, dude, in Columbus, we would have already smashed by now. I'd be in bed after smashing already. This is horrible. So finally, we get these girls over the Moon, and yeah, dude, we're just ordering fucking tater tots, hot dogs with pizza in the hot dog. I mean, just god awful shit. And we do end up getting the girls back to my girl's place, and we don't end up fucking them, but that girl does end up. We're texting, and then I do go over there and end up fucking her. So that was good.
But you think the reason that it didn't happen that night though was those dog pizzas and tater tots?
No, I actually think more of the reason was that the friend was sleeping over there.
No.
I think that was more of the reason, but I definitely didn't help. I mean, that shit is gross. It's disturbing.
But yeah, I'm trying to make the bedroom seductive.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that are not going to be seductive. Oversharing is not seductive. Guys get really mad at me. I had this whatever you call them, TikTok, reel, whatever, that went a little bit viral, got a lot of views, a lot of comments, a lot of hate comments. I made this TikTok where I was basically saying, your girl's not your therapist. Do not show weakness. Do not show vulnerability. Do not talk about all this shit. And the world is so fucking weak and sad and pathetic that I got so much pushback for that. And it's insane, dude. Because I could see why as a woman you would have a lot of pushback to that. But then you've got so many men who they want women so bad they don't have them that they start becoming women. That's the white knight. That's the white knight, right? So, oh yeah, that's real smart. So just kill yourself instead of talking to your wife and opening up and no, get a therapist, motherfucker. It's your job as the man to be strong for your fucking wife. And you see these, I saw this video on the online of this guy who punched this girl on a subway in New York while her beta fucking boyfriend or husband, probably husband, they were a little older, just stood there and did nothing about it. It was so hard to watch. And in that moment, you need to be willing, you need to recognize that you getting beat up potentially is not nearly as bad as the lifetime of shame that you should have as a man for letting your wife just get punched by another dude and doing nothing about it. You need to be willing to take whatever beating might come your way, because that is a lifetime of shame that you can never, ever run from.
On video.
And I hope he feels it every day. I hope they never worked through it and that she left him.
I think you told me, like, you could see the look in her face.
Dude,
she's not going to, he's done after that.
They're done. She's looking at him in this way of, you're seriously not going to do anything.
Wow.
She's looking, and not only that, I mean, it's almost equally as bad that no other man did anything. I mean, we are just living in the weakest fucking society ever, and it's disgusting. And yeah, your girl is not your fucking therapist. Talk to a therapist. Talk to a friend. Talk to a family member. Call a fucking crisis hotline. When you start, dude, there's been studies. There's like 11 studies to back this up, that your woman will never respect you the same when she sees you cry.
Whoa.
Oh, and I'm sure they'll all argue it.
Yeah.
Yes, no, because I
Wow.
know his tears are. Nope. Science. Deep science. This isn't opinion. I mean, a lot of studies.
Wow.
There's like 11, I think, confirmed studies.
Wow.
Yeah, where a woman will never be able to have the same respect for you if she sees you cry.
But I like what you're saying, though. What you're saying is that different people in your life have different roles.
Yeah.
Your woman's role has a role, but it's not the same role as a therapist.
Yes, and have the emotional fucking maturity to separate those roles, to be able to separate those roles. It's like the guy at work. I don't know if maybe whenever you were at the janitor situation.
I dealt with a lot of people.
Yeah, so did you ever have maybe a manager that tries really hard to be friends with all the workers?
Yep.
That's a weird place to be in.
It's weak.
It's weird. I mean, look, yes, be friendly, be awesome, but you can't be asking your coworkers, your underlings really, to hang out outside of work. If a girl's hitting on you and she's the one that presents it, you can. But I mean, I've worked with these people where they're just, you can tell they're complete fucking loser dorks in the rest of their life. But because they have a little bit of power at the restaurant, they are now trying to use that as their form of being friends with everybody. And it's very weird.
Yeah.
Because then everyone's in a situation where, oh fuck, I can be friends with this person and now get away with a lot more at work. There's a lot to that. But I'm moving. It's happening. This will be one of the last podcast episodes that you guys see in this apartment. Well, that's not true. It won't really be for about another, what is it, April right now? April 10th?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it'll be less than 2 months from now, though. I am moving to a new city. I haven't told anybody where yet.
It's a surprise.
Yeah, it's a surprise. I want to wait until everything is fully approved. Everything's locked in my mind. There's no doubt. I want to wait till I get that email that says you're approved for this apartment, and I put down that fucking first month's rent. I want to wait till there's no turning back to announce the city, because there's been a few different cities on my mind. But I think being in Las Vegas and LA the way that we were for those 3 weeks, and then I went to Texas right afterwards, and I think I'm just done with Columbus. I'm done with Ohio. I don't think it's that bad of a place to live. I think it's great, but I've been here for 10 fucking years. It's time to go. So apartments have been applied for. Moves have been made. I've talked to a couple people in that area. So there's a couple people out there that know, and it's going down. And I'm really excited because it's just, and I get anxiety about it sometimes.
Yeah.
I get anxiety at night. When I'm laying there and I wake up at 3 a.m. I mean, yeah, I get anxiety about it.
We were talking about a lot of different benefits to moving to a bigger city, and just all the things that does opens up for content, but also just you as a person, where someone such as yourself should live.
Yeah.
Things
yeah.
like that, conversations like that.
Yeah, I think it's just I'm just over it. And the more I thought about it too, it's the more that I really, really can't see myself here in 2 years. It's
Here.
like, could I? Yeah.
Okay.
It's like, could I get through this summer? Yeah, of course. We travel a good amount in the summer, especially all the girls out here looking hot. Everything's packed. I mean, it would be a fun summer. It's fine. But at 33, 2 years from now, can I see it? I just really can't. I can't see it when I'm 33 years old. This is definitely a city that is based around a college. And for that reason, I think you're going to have it's just a lot more common for 28-year-old people here to be married.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we're both 31, but I just think that that's around the number. The 27 to 28, you're married now, you're moving out to Grandview, you're going to High Bank Brewery out in Grandview now. You're watching sports, and that's just not me. I still want to be a complete fucking savage. So I'm going to move to a city where a lot of degenerate people move to be complete savages into their later years.
Sweet.
That's the plan.
Sweet.
And what are your thoughts on this? What are your thoughts about you still being here while I live in another state?
I don't mind Columbus.
Yeah.
I think I still resonate with the youthful energy of Columbus.
No, it's great. It really is. I'm not burning any bridges here and being like, I fucking hate it here. Whatever. It's a great, fuck Columbus. I hate it all. I really do enjoy it, but
Yeah.
I am energetically trapped here. When I'm going to the same fucking Kroger I went to 10 years ago, and I'm running into fucking Kayla from my Donato's job.
Yeah.
And like, how have you been? Oh my God. It's like,
Well,
why
you said-
are you still around here? Why am I?
I feel like I could say this. You said that, you felt like, now that you've just elevated in all these levels,
Yeah.
it's like you feel almost like too cool for Columbus.
I genuinely, I don't like saying it because it sounds ridiculous. I feel too cool.
No,
I feel too cool for Columbus.
No, you probably are at this point. I mean, like,
Yeah.
most people here don't like go through all the levels that you've gone through.
Yeah. I think they go through the one level, which is getting their degree over here at Ohio State. Level 2 is getting the job, and then level 3 is marriage. They marry somebody, and that's great. That's a really good life. I hope one day to lose my sex drive and be able to live that life as well. I've thought about taking antidepressants. I'm not depressed, but just to lose my sex drive. 'Cause that's a
Wait, that'll
common-
work? That'll be a thing?
Yeah, that's very common. People get on antidepressants and they no longer can get boners. They have no
Oh, wow.
drive for sex.
Wow.
Dude, I know a couple who, it's a girl who you've definitely met, and I've been friends with her for years. It started off with us fucking. But she's now with this guy, and apparently they used to have like a really good sex life, and then he got on antidepressants, and she was telling me that they do not, that they haven't fucked in a year and a half.
Wow.
And she's so sexual. She is over the top sexual. But they've got a lot going on there where they have 2 kids now too, a house. So you can't just leave somebody because you need to get dick. It's like he's the
Unfortunate.
father of one of the kids, and it's a whole thing. So yeah, I might get on some antidepressants one day so I can settle down and have a child. Because until then, I mean, I'm just out here. I fucked that Italian chick in LA. Fuck that one from Vegas in LA. I'm just out here slaying.
Nice.
I don't even think it's fun. I don't even like talking about my own lays. It's so stupid.
You're not doing it from a place of like bragging.
It just feels gay. It actually feels gay.
But you do this stuff for yourself.
I do the fucking
Yes.
and the date.
You're
Yeah,
just
yeah.
you're just an addict.
It's not to like fucking get results so my audience takes the boot camp.
Right,
It's like, fuck
right.
that shit, dude.
Yeah.
I don't even talk about it. And I don't care. I'm never going to go back to writing field reports about my lays and shit. I'm not going to.
Yeah.
I'm going to take lessons from every time I fuck. And I'm a coach. I'm not a fucking player. I'm a goddamn coach. So I'm going to be out here fucking going on crazy dates and shit. And I'm going to take lessons and I'm going to give out those lessons.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to do. Guys, this episode of the podcast is brought to you by evolutiondaily.com. Evolutiondaily.com. Sign up for a boot camp. We have boot camps coming up in Miami. We got a boot camp coming up in Austin. And then we've got one coming up in LA as well. I think we're going to do late July for Los Angeles. But yeah, we've got a couple spots left for Miami, May 15th. So make sure 13th to the 15th. May 13th through the 15th.
Yes.
Yeah. Is that still recording? This thing?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So May 13th through the 15th, we've got a boot camp coming up in Miami. We've got, Austin, 17th to the 19th. The Austin one's going to be fucking exciting. That one's going to be really, really good. Miami's going to be amazing as well. If you live on the West Coast, come to Austin, man. Come down to Austin the 17th through the 19th. That shit's going to be incredible. And, ultimately, I think what we do with these boot camps is we really unlock a lot of what these guys have locked away. I was listening to one of the boot camp testimonials yesterday that I found, actually, that we never even posted.
Nice.
And this kid was talking about how he kept almost bailing on the boot camp because he was so nervous.
Yeah.
He was so nervous, and he had really barely ever done game. But he had gotten laid just through partying and stuff. But he showed up, and he said that the first night game session was definitely very, very intimidating. But he said that for day game, I think he used the word something was unlocked inside of me. And, this student, this was an old testimonial I found. He's since taken a second boot camp.
Yeah.
And, dude, we need to get that in writing, by the way. He has a whole story about how he literally, after that first boot camp he did, who cares? His name is Ben.
Okay.
You remember Ben? Miami.
Yes.
He's done 2 Miami boot camps.
Yeah.
He fucking went hard at night game for 2 weeks after, and then got a girlfriend.
That's awesome.
And was really into her for a long time. It was good, and then he broke up with her, and then he started going out and slaying again, and then just did another boot camp because he likes to just keep up the education, keep up the learning.
Yeah. He had mentioned that COVID happened, and he had gotten kind of sidetracked by that.
Right.
Which is common.
Yeah, it was definitely a COVID relationship that he was with that girl. Man, a lot of people were in COVID relationships. I think me and Lauren was a trauma bond. I think that was a trauma bond.
I don't even know what trauma bond means.
You really don't?
I don't.
Trauma bonding is when two people basically are going through an intense trauma, either together or separately together, but they bond because of the trauma.
Wow, that sounds funny.
Yeah.
I know it's probably not funny, but
it's very real. Yeah, people trauma bond.
Damn.
So they said that a lot of these COVID marriages were trauma bonds.
Oh shit.
Yeah, where there's been
they're trapped in their houses and they're like together, trapped.
and you're just feeling like the world's falling apart. So I need to really maybe get moving on this family thing.
Oh wow.
And they're saying there's going to be high divorce rates from COVID.
Whoa.
Even higher than normal. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, a lot of trauma bonding.
Craziness.
I'm
I'm becoming less neurotic, by the way.
Good.
To touch on the
Have you been holding on to that for a while?
No. I just wanted you to know,
No, that's good. I think you are too. You just need to operate in the physical world.
That's like, yeah. I think you and I actually had a talk.
Yeah.
And I think you were like, dude, you need to get physical. And then I like started conceptualizing it, and you're like, you're conceptualizing it again. You need to get physical.
Yeah.
I had to like really like think about it. And
you're like, I'm going to go write about that for 3 hours. No. No, you go out. And
write about the physical. Think about the physical.
I've been thinking a lot about living in the physical world.
No.
One day I'll be ready.
Yeah. As I say that, I'm apparating like away.
Oh my God. Yeah, no, that's good. I think it's important. I think that a lot of people, they do go through life. I'm sure you've had periods of feeling this way where you just feel like a bystander to the movie. Like you're just watching the movie of the world around you and not understanding, like, how is this group of friends out here partying? How is this person pulling this girl? How are these two making out over here? It's just like, here's this whole world around me and I don't know how to be a part of it. I don't know if you've ever felt that way.
I feel like it's so weird, man, but like I feel like I'm doing things in the non-physical that are small, whereas I view physical things as big.
Okay.
So it's like with my thoughts and with the way I take action, right? Even with the way I might just like spend a couple hours thinking, for me, I do see the movement. I can see like how these minute things actually transition into action. Action for me a lot of times back in the day would be very overwhelming. It'd be like a lot happening at once.
Yeah.
Whereas like thinking a thought or like moving a little bit forward would feel like, okay, cool, I like this pace.
I think it's a mirage. Bro, I mean, I don't even know if I should be talking about this on here. It doesn't really matter.
Go
but
ahead.
It's like I told you. No, it's not about you.
Oh.
It's just about how I told you that with that new business coach I'm working with, how we really did a full breakdown of my days.
Yeah.
And I realized I do nothing.
Yeah.
But if you ask me, I'm fucking hustling all the time. I'm busy. I do nothing. Why? Because a lot of that time is just spent plotting and thinking and thinking about the thing and like writing out and notebooking the plan moving forward and feeling really good. Yeah, the plan. Yeah. I don't do anything. You told me that the other day. You're like, well, I don't know. I mean, you're pretty busy. Nope, not really. I'm busy doing nothing. So even that, it's like this, it is this mirage. And I know we've talked about this before, but you know, people that will watch Gary Vee for 3 hours and really actually feel as though they just moved forward a lot.
Yeah.
And you didn't.
Yeah.
And so I think sometimes for sure you're very into shadow work. I think that there's sometimes for sure when you really think in depthly on a subject that it definitely does unlock and release and allow you to move towards action more freely.
Yeah.
However, you still got to then do the action
Right.
to move freely.
Yeah.
So it definitely assisted in the action, but then the action still has to take place.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think it's like half and half, where some of the thinking is still really not even actually productive, and then half of it is.
Yeah.
For sure.
For me, it's like I had to go to one place to get to this one.
Okay, I see.
So it's like I view it all as good.
Right.
It's like, okay, I had a big dry spell of where I didn't take any action for 3 months,
Yes.
but that like led to then the action. So it's like kind of, you know what I mean?
That's cool. You know, I definitely see that.
like that was where I was at, but now I'm, you know,
Maybe that 3 months of doing nothing creates such a frustration that now the action is much more effective.
Yeah.
Versus if you had been taking action, but it was just like dilly-dallying.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people are stuck dilly-dallying forever.
Yeah.
A lot of people are stuck just like half-ass doing shit forever. And I've been guilty of this as well, but that shit's over now. The old me is dead, man. I'm so done.
you've leveled up, man.
Yeah, and definitely recently. And dude, that LA trip was a big deal for me.
It's a big deal for me too.
I think that it was just, is it the suit?
It was all the suit.
It might be the suit.
You were
For
two
you,
nice
it might be
suits.
wearing you were wearing these glasses out at the club.
Do you think that's where my transformation came from? Was the glasses that I wore?
Yes. You know why? Because you got more attention in the club than ever before.
There was a moment that happened in Vegas, though, that was the actual thing that.
Nah. Nah. It was the glasses in the club that
Okay,
night.
it was your glasses.
No, but I do just feel, I just really got this feeling where I felt just like I really belonged in LA. I really did.
Yeah.
I would go back over to that coffee shop. I would go back over to that hotel where I was working. And it just felt like I was now just friends with the fucking staffs at these places. If I still lived in LA, I'd for sure be hanging out with the people from the coffee shop.
Yeah.
I felt like the night at the Victorian, just meeting really cool people. You met your trainer.
That's where I met my fitness trainer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know, man. It just felt like things are moving there. And there is this part of me that thinks that I'm not moving forward here in Columbus any longer. And that I think if you just move, you know, like my one girl, she moved to Columbus in the last year, and she really enjoys it. She loves it because it's new. It's fresh. So to her, maybe it is feeling like things are moving and this new bar's opening up and this one's popping and stuff. So I can see how people can still feel that way, but I've been here for too long. I'm over it. So LA was definitely a big turning point for me, and it really set me on that path of, yeah, I'm getting the fuck out of here. And
you know what?
Yeah.
Because the concept that I feel like is overarching all this is that like that idea of pulling out of your roots,
Yeah.
uprooting oneself, and
Yes.
going somewhere else,
yeah.
and the fear that comes with that.
You know what I told? I told the chick I was in Texas with, I said to her, and I think you and I actually had this talk, but then I was explaining it to her and she found it pretty interesting, but about how I burnt a lot of boats on this journey. I've burned a lot of boats, but then what you don't realize is that new boats have appeared at the harbor in the night. And there's new boats.
Yeah.
And you don't recognize them because it's foggy. And for anybody that doesn't know the old parable of burning the boats, it's essentially, and I believe that they attribute it now to actually being mostly fiction, but they used to believe that what it was that it was when the Greeks were invading Troy, that essentially, if they left the boats there at the beach as they invaded and took the beach, if they left the boats, and there was always that feeling in the back of their mind that should they need to retreat, they can retreat to the boats and go back to their happy lives back home. So the story is that they had to actually, once they took the beach, they had to burn the boats. And that is basically saying that there is literally no turning back.
That's some man shit.
We now either take the city or die. It's when you retreat, you're retreating to the ocean. You're dead.
Yeah.
So that would instill a new level of ambition and really desire and motivation into the soldiers, because if we don't, oh my God, we're dead if we
Simplifies
don't win.
the objective.
It's a win or die.
Yeah.
Retreat, and so a draw or a loss is not an option, or else you're fucking dead.
Yeah.
And so, I burnt the boats in a lot of ways. I mean, even when I first moved to Miami, that was burning the boats. I just bought a car. I luckily got my parents to buy the car from me, but not really. I lost a bunch of money on the car because I just had them take over the monthly payment. I fucking left everything behind. I quit my pizza job. I ended up talking to, a good friend of ours about helping me with Evolution Daily. And, I fucking burnt more boats on that. Went and lived in the middle of nowhere with our buddy Aaron. I mean, I burnt a lot of boats.
Yeah.
Definitely ruined any chance I have at any sort of professional career. Politics is out of the question. Anything public facing with any sort of professionalism involved is out. It's just out forever. But then that's the thing, is that more boats have come to the shore over time. Columbus has been a boat for me.
Right.
The friends I have here, I feel are kind of a boat for me, where I have just enough friends to be comfortable and to not ever really be too bored because I hit someone up and go whatever. The girls here are a boat for me.
You were also kind of mentioning how like sometimes you don't like going out and like getting like infield here in Columbus.
Right.
Because you're notoriety, right?
Yes.
You've been known here, and now it's like you also live here, and it's that don't eat where you shit kind of thing.
Yeah, for sure.
You'll ball out at L.A. or Austin or Miami.
Yeah.
But then when we come here, you're like, I don't know if I want to do infield here.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
for
that's
sure.
kind of one of those things that gets kind of stuck in where you're.
Well, that's all over. Now we're gonna start fucking. I'm burning this.
You wanna
bitch to
burn
the
this bridge
ground.
down?
I'm
Burn
gonna
this
film
boat?
like a fucking madman, dude.
I was joking with you earlier. I said we should make a product called like Burning the Boats, and it's just us. Like,
No, you said that the product should literally be called Burning Down Columbus.
yeah, same thing.
Burning the Boats is cool. Burning Down Columbus, I think people got word that that's the name of this course. I don't know if they'd like that. But yeah, no, I think it's, wow, that's kind of interesting too. Now I'm thinking about the city I'm moving to and how you're staying here with that house. Dude, maybe I even could just come back here for fucking 2 weeks and do some filming every once in a while. Because fuck it, who cares? I can burn down any of these bars, clubs, Short North.
That would make you feel
campus.
better knowing that you don't like live
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, I think so. So that's an interesting idea too. But yeah, so I'm excited to burn even more boats. I'm burning boats financially. I'm gonna go into debt.
How
intentionally.
can they burn the boats?
So, I mean, a lot of guys, here's what it is that a lot of guys want something that they've never had, and they expect to get it by doing everything they've always done. To have something you've never had, you have to do things you've never done. And a lot of guys are just completely trapped in their bullshit, mundane fucking routine. They're stuck in their bullshit thoughts. They're stuck waking up every day thinking about how much they hate their fucking job. And one day I'm going to get a new one. And one day I'm going to move. And one day I'm going to start talking to girls. I'm tired of my family asking me why I'm not married yet at 40. I'm sick of it. But one day, everyone's just living in one day. So you have to do something fucking insane. And to me, I truly, truly do believe that a boot camp is such an incredible way to break your fucking routine. Kevin from Vegas hit me up and he said, hey man, I just want to say thanks so much for the boot camp. I really feel like I'm in a better headspace from coming out there.
That's amazing.
And he's somebody, I know he'll hear this, he's a great guy, but he is somebody who is absolutely trapped in his routine.
Yeah. Was that his second boot camp with us? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And on that first one, he did a one-on-one. He came to Columbus to do the one-on-one, and we were calling apartments for him.
Yeah.
I was on the phone with a guy because I was trying to get him to move out of his fucking parents' house. He's financially able to, but he genuinely doesn't believe in his own ability. He's like, bro, I barely know how to cook. And then I think, what if I do have something financial happen, and then I have to move back
Man,
anyway?
I wish not knowing how to cook was my one reason for not like going and like moving out.
Dude, here's the secret. Here's the secret.
Tell me the secret. What is it?
Here's the fucking secret. The secret is that you always figure it out. You will always figure it out.
Yeah.
Always. You're going to figure it out. Do some crazy shit because it's all going to fucking work itself out. Everyone's so afraid of taking risks because they're afraid that they're going to ruin what they currently have, but they hate what they currently have. They're so afraid of the potential negative repercussions. What about the potential negative repercussions of living the same life you're living right now in 10 years? I mean, dude, this life is fucking short, man. This shit's short. Dude, it was blowing my fucking mind the other day thinking about how 1870 is not even that long ago.
Wow.
It was blowing my fucking mind. Like, just thinking about how that is like just my grandparents' grandparents. It was like 1870.
Wow.
Dude, your grandpa's grandpa was probably alive in 1870.
Wow.
How old's your grandpa?
Like 90.
Really?
Like 80,
legitimately?
80 something. 80, late 80s.
Okay, so let's just say he's even 80. So he was born in roughly 1940, which means they had kids pretty young then. So that means that his dad was probably born in 1920. His dad was probably born in like 1800 or 1900. And dude, the world was insanely different in 1900.
Yeah.
Just a different fucking universe.
Not computers, not
nothing.
anything. TikTok.
Did they even have electricity in 1900?
Probably.
I think maybe, but barely. Like just lights.
Yeah.
Maybe lights.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah, they didn't have TikTok. Holy shit. How did they fucking jerk it to Katie Lordahl? I mean, my God, without
Who's
TikTok.
that?
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
So some little pervs out there is like, I jerk it to her too.
Comment below if you also
Comment
jerk
down
it
below
too.
if you jerk it to Katie Lordahl. yeah, she's hot, man. Just some little fucking hoe I found on the internet one day.
Nice. Hell yeah.
And when I say hoe, I like it. I like saying hoe.
Yeah, you little hoe.
Yeah, and that's fine.
Yeah.
You know what guys do sometimes? You
Do
know
you
what?
get shamed for saying hoe?
Well, you do by society. I personally don't really.
Yeah.
Maybe a girl laughs and is like, "Don't call it that," like just a little bit.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people out there that would see something like that and go, "You referring to them as hoes?" And you know what guys also obsess over that I think is so fucking gay? They obsess over the terminology they use in pickup. Instead of saying, I'm gonna go do 10 sets today. Instead, recognize your words hold power. I'm going to go connect with 10 people today. Fuck off, idiot. That's so gay. Dude, people are fucking gay. That's the problem with half our audience is they're gay.
I don't think our audience. I think our audience is cool as hell.
Our audience is cool. You're right. It's like the rest of the pickup world.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. It's just your words hold power, and so when you say a set, you start to feel like they're not a Oh, trust me, when you're going up having a fucking panic attack with this fucking hot ass chick, trust me, she's a person. You're very well aware that she's a person, even if you said you're gonna do 10 sets. It's what it is, man. Is everybody focuses on the wrong thing. That is the.
I agree.
That is the biggest problem in life, is focusing on the wrong things. And you can take this back to gratitude. Focusing on everything you don't have versus focusing on what you do have.
Dude, my whole life journey has just been changing my focuses.
Really?
That's
powerful.
With a big heavy grain of difficulty in doing that.
Wow.
Like,
Are you still on Esther Hicks shit?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. No, she's huge for that.
Yeah, she's the best.
But when I grew up, like my mother, for example, like she very, very negative focused.
Yep.
It's just so crazy to see the difference between like where she's living right now and where I'm living right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's just like, and we lived together. I lived with my mom for like 27 years before I moved out.
Yeah.
And it's just like, yeah, like to pull myself out of that while being with someone like that, while living with people that think like that.
Yep.
And then even afterwards, like being able to look at it from a bird's eye view, because I feel like now I don't have to live with them, so it's more bird's eye view, you could say.
Yeah.
It's just like, yeah, and then now I'm into Esther Hicks, pulling away, realizing just how much you need to wake up every day and just focus on what you want and
Wow.
not on what you don't, and how that's everything. And like people just don't realize, and this is really me just talking to myself, but people don't just realize like that most of their thoughts that they think are focusing on what they want are actually focusing on against something else.
Okay.
It's not the same to say like I hate being poor versus like I actually love business and I want to build a business. The guy who loves business and wants to build a business will make a business. The millions of people who hate being poor, they won't go anywhere.
Wow.
You're resisting your reality. You're not like building something new. Like you gotta, if you want to be a YouTube maker, you want to make videos, think about cool ideas that you want to make all the time. You want to do game, think about what's cool about game all the time. What gets you off in game? What's so cool about it? Like whatever the fuck it is, you gotta be constantly thinking about what's awesome about it, so that you have a towards. This like away from motivation shit.
Yes.
It doesn't work. It's just resistance. It's just I don't know what else to do, so I'm mad at whatever's in my way. Nothing's in your way. You're in your way. You need to think in the opposite direction. So
Yeah.
that's like where I'm at right now with that. Like big thing.
No, that's great. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
got
I
to
love
focus on
that.
what you want, not on what you don't. It's not the same thing.
And actually, for anybody that's listening on Sunday, tomorrow's video, and if you're listening after Sunday, then it's already on the channel, is the video that we just edited up. It is me ranting to the students about how they are in LA, that they were just thinking all about everything that could go wrong. And I'm literally looking at this hot girl I'm going to fucking approach. And we even included some infield of me kind of showing something similar. But I'm looking at these girls and I am genuinely thinking, I'm going to fuck this one. I'm going to end up on a fucking date at City Tavern and then fucking this chick.
And
Yeah.
I always bring up this analogy.
Yeah.
You got to watch Kill Bill if you haven't seen it.
I've never seen it.
But like they talk about this, there's this concept where she needs to punch out her way out of a freaking coffin, and it's only 6 inches,
Okay.
and she's in this coffin gonna die. She's been buried alive by her enemies,
Whoa.
and she's dead. She's gone. And then she like thinks back to this memory of like her sensei training her, and he's teaching her how to punch through a brick wall with 6 inches.
Whoa.
And she can't do it, and she can't do it, and she can't do it. And then finally, like, the breakthrough is he's like, you're punching at the wall. You need to punch beyond the wall.
Oh.
And so she, like, punches beyond the wall and gets out. It's awesome.
That's
No
great.
spoilers. It's a great movie, like, regardless. But, like, punching through the wall is... Okay, so, like, I'm also planning on how I'm going to fuck this chick.
Yeah.
I'm also, like... looking at these girls like I'm gonna take it through the whole thing.
Looking through the approach.
Punching at the wall is like I just want to say hi because that'll feel good. I haven't talked to a girl in like 6 years. Punching through the wall is like what you're doing, where you're like trying to make it all happen.
Yes.
You know, so it's like, and that's the same with goals.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, guys are definitely focused on the wrong thing. And people hate, you know what people don't like, and it's because of the expression try hard. People don't like even you just now saying trying. You're like really trying to like move it forward and like pushing it through. There's such an emphasis on not chasing and on just attracting and being so high value that women come to you and shit. It's such a ridiculous thing to focus on. It's so ridiculous because
That's what losers think about.
it's just, I mean, look, it's something that's possible, but you know what it is here's the truth of it. The truth of it is that you can't build, this is profound. You can't build a high value life with the focus of girls coming into your life.
Say that one. Wait.
You can't you can't build a high value life with the intention and the focus being to bring girls into your life. I've seen people do it and they fail. I've done it and we didn't fail. It was back when we were having a lot of parties at Old House with like Ryan and everybody, the social circle events that we were doing. And it was really cool. But what it was is because our intention was really just bringing girls into that life, it got old quick. Especially me being so good at game, I wasn't needing to fuck girls from this. If I wasn't getting laid and then I did that, I could see it being really cool. But at the end of the day, the people that actually build high value lives and then girls come into their life because of that, they were focused on other things.
Absolutely.
And they were focused on the actual of living that life regardless of women coming into it.
That's the David Data
What does he say particularly?
in the way of the superior man. He always says your woman should be your number 2. Your focus should be your number 1.
Right. And so you look at maybe, say, Logan Paul. Logan Paul has definitely built a high-value life where he never has to do game. He's going to be able to fuck forever. But he was doing it all to entertain. He just, as soon as they found Vine, he just was like, holy fuck, I can make funny videos. He talks about how him and Jake Paul would fuck around with these little cameras when they were 10 and make stupid little home movies, and they did Vine and whatever. You look at a lot of musicians who have done this. Dan Bilzerian, he definitely says that he was basically, he talks about how, of course, girls then came into the life, but he was talking about, I think in one of the interviews he even said, he's like, even if I didn't have girls or some shit, if I was married or whatever, I do the shit I'd want to do. I want to be out on jet skis. I want to be out on boats. I want to be doing mushrooms on the beach and whatever.
Yeah.
He's like, but then I started documenting it, and then now girls could see what all I was doing. So I think a lot of guys are trying to, it was like, there was that one pickup coach who was just selling this whole social circle blueprint, or, well, whatever. Cool guy. Definitely a fucking cool guy. But the idea that anybody should even do what that entailed, what that whole life is, of like, basically you're becoming a club promoter. You're essentially becoming a club promoter to now be able to somehow finesse your way into getting free tables and bottles, and then now bottle rats are coming and drinking your liquor and kind of pretty much like moving along. And yeah, go ahead.
The first thing we always tell everybody when we introduce them to this world is it's like, with game, you will like 20x the girls that you can get through your social circle.
Right.
So to say like, hey, social circle, anytime somebody ever has like come to me and said like, oh, I don't like the game thing, I just want to do the social circle thing, it just always feels like it's coming from this place of, I just am scared to do game.
That's definitely a lot of the times where it comes from.
Like, but what excuse could you possibly have that like, I need to do social circle game instead of game?
Right. Well, but then also, I mean, there definitely is merit to it. Again, if you're truly enjoying the thing.
That's true.
So even when we were having all those parties and stuff, I'm over here really focused on building a business. We're traveling doing boot camp, so I'm missing some of them. I wasn't even drinking at that time. Yeah. So I'm sober as fuck and are like ragers where everyone's going crazy. So I mean, I guess I liked it, but I didn't love it. It wasn't how I would have truly spent my time.
I just thought of it.
Yeah.
Because you and Zorn in the Zorn podcast, you were talking about you lived with a guy who was like very like that, where he was just social. That was his life.
Right, yep.
That would probably be the best type of person.
He was getting laid off of like social circle or whatever, but he truly was just a drug dealer who loved just vibing.
But he was
kind of like a hippie guy. He was just all about the vibes and going to the shows. He wanted to go see all the local little hippie bands, and all the other little local hippies would all go, and they all had so much fun. And that was his phase of life, and he was really enjoying that. And so, yeah, I mean, when you're truly, truly enjoying it, then it's fucking great. It's great to do that. But I do think that, again, especially when you're buying a course now for it, your intention is just, how can I get laid? How can I get laid? And so now you're not
building a high value.
I used to
life.
roast this shit really hard, actually. I'm not going to, but it's like, even the whole shit would be about, connecting with these other dudes who fucking, whatever. And I'm like, am I now playing Xbox at some guy's house for 3 hours because I'm hoping that he'll eventually have a girl around that I could bring in? Like, am I now going and pretending to like sports hang with these guys so I can also be building friends?
We should make next April Fools We should make like a April Fool's course.
How to play Xbox with dudes and get laid.
Exactly.
It's some of the most sociopathic shit
But
I've
you know
ever
what?
heard,
You and I
actually.
always talk about going for what you want. And there's just something weird and weak about, you see a girl in the club, and instead of just going for the girl, going to where the girls are.
Yeah.
Instead of like going, like anything that's not the direct path,
Yeah.
right? Just feels like an avoidance of some sort. To even
Interesting.
be like at someone else's house or some like other thing when the thing you really just won't admit that you want,
Yeah.
and you're not going for it,
Yeah.
because we always just talk about going for what you want.
Yeah.
So I mean, I feel like that kind of
Yeah,
ties in.
definitely. And again, it's like I've had periods of my life. Like when I think back to actually my first couple years in Columbus, I went to college. That was my only obligation, was going to college, and I would work maybe 20 hours a week, and then I wanted to party. I wanted to party. So if I could have at that time had big parties and then bring girls into them and fuck, that would have been sick.
Yeah.
So I think, again, if you're at a stage in life and your intention is there and you're enjoying the parties, you're enjoying the every Wednesday event you're putting on, maybe you really like to bowl and you're actually just inviting a bunch of girls to go bowling, I think it's cool. But when the intention is just to fuck, you're gonna end up failing.
You mentioned
Yeah,
the
go
high
ahead.
value life thing though.
Yeah.
So that's important too, right? Like creating a great life for yourself.
Yeah. And yeah, if you want to.
Oh, okay.
You don't even have to. You don't have
You
to.
don't gotta do nothing.
You don't have to. I mean, that's the thing is like, I'm not here to tell anybody
Yeah.
what a high value life is or is not. There's men out there. I hope to be this man when I'm like 45 or 50. No time soon, but I want to be the man that lives in a big, nice house in the suburbs and has some beautiful children running around, and we play poker with the neighbors, and I've got a hot wife, and maybe we go to swingers clubs and fuck, and we have some threesomes and shit. But I hope to live that life where a lot of people would view it as very boring. I want to completely fry my nervous system in the meantime, though. And my nervous system is fried. I mean, I leave these clubs. My head is ringing for days. I fucked some girl raw. I'm just living in anxiety that I'm going to
You
get
wake
the wrong
up in
text.
gum. You're covered in
Dude,
gum.
waked up, yeah, and just to be clear, GUM.
yeah.
I fell asleep the other day, not waking up in cum, but gum, because
Yeah.
my nicotine gum fell out of my mouth. And then I somehow had rolled around in it. And now a blanket was stuck to me. It was stuck to my leg for days. I
Game
didn't
will
even-
take you to weird places. That's
Yeah.
what you said.
Yes, game will take you to some dark, dark places. Yeah.
But you know what? Then you look back and that's why a game was fun. That's why it was fun.
Oh, yeah.
When you're 50, you go, I was rolling around in gum.
Dude, it'll be funny, right? Because most old guys will talk to a younger, like let's say you're 50 and your son's in high school and you end up like talking to his friends. You guys are all hanging out at a sports, trust me, back in my day, I definitely cleaned up before I met your mother, whatever. Like they'll say that kind of thing,
Yeah,
right?
sure.
Dude, they will have no clue to the level for me.
Little
With that-
Timmy won't know
with
how
that
many hoes
act-
you...
They'll be like, oh, I'm sure, yeah, in college, you fight whatever. No. Listen to me. You have no clue.
Listen to me,
how
Timmy.
dark it got.
I used to be like you.
It's just, I think you're going to want different things at different stages in life. And, there was times in my life where grades were the most important thing, where I needed to get ungrounded and, getting good grades was the most important thing. There's times where making money is the most important thing. There's times where your kid will be the most important thing. And
Yeah.
so I think that a lot of people need to really also just find kind of what is most important to them and just really sprint towards it and sprint and go fast, because
Yeah.
there's people out there that they started their little coffee shop when they were 22 and now they're 30 and they're killing it. And then there's people that have had this cool, unique idea for a coffee shop since they were 22. And it's not going to happen.
And the same thing's with game, right? Like
Yeah.
You I think a lot of the guys we speak to
Yeah.
are guys that like end up, kind of having that like not midlife crisis, but like a 25-year-old crisis.
One of the guys that signed up for the Austin boot camp, which again, motherfuckers, June 17th through the 19th. Click down below, go to evolutionary.com/coaching, fucking sign up. That shit's about to be wild. That guy, he was really, really on the fence about it. and he had been watching game videos now for the last 10 years.
Wow.
He's like, I was reading this book and that and all this, and he beat around the bush a little bit, but he eventually confessed he's never truly done game. He's done the, here and there, I'll say hi to a girl that I see at the mall or, whatever. And I'm like, so have you ever done more than 3 approaches in a day? No, never. It's like an average of once every, 6 months. I mean, it's not game at all.
Yeah, yeah.
And so he was very on the fence about the boot camp. And I said, do you think, so you've been watching this shit for 10 years. Do you think that in 10, you know what he said to me? He's like, I was thinking actually right now I could just buy Thrive. Don't you think that would be a good idea? I was like, I just buy Thrive, whatever. And I said,
He asked you that? Don't you think that would be a good idea?
yeah.
That's
He's
funny.
like, don't you think I should maybe just buy Thrive because then I'll have learned everything and now I'm ready to apply it more? And I said, fuck no, it's not a good idea. Fuck no, it's not. If you aren't doing goddamn shit ever, and you've been watching videos for 10 years, what do you think more videos are going to do for you? You think just because they're premium and legit and fucking maybe the best day game, definitely the best day game course of all time. I mean, come on. Thrive is fucking, Jesus
It's
Christ.
good. Thrive's
Dude, we
good.
need to update Thrive too. I've fucked so many girls probably since Thrive.
Maybe when we burn the boats in Columbus, we'll update Thrive.
Dude, should I add? Oh my God. Dude, we're going to do a relaunch of Thrive and
shit.
add like 15 new infields that we film in the next month.
Okay.
Dude. Oh my God. Thrive relaunch. So everyone that already has it, log on. You get 15 new infields.
Hey.
Don't have Thrive yet? You're a goddamn fool. And you're going to get it. And you're going to get these 15 new infields.
But this guy was a fool for getting Thrive.
He would have been a fool. Yeah. Yeah.
He needed to take a boot camp.
Because, you got to take a boot camp. If you don't take a boot camp, you don't take this shit seriously. And I firmly believe, and I don't even know why I talk to this voice. I think it's just because, there's this very prominent voice out there of, women, it's, focus on yourself, king. Don't chase no hoes. You don't need no girl to be happy and all this stuff. And I think that that's a great place to be in, to not need hoes to be happy. I think that's awesome. But I think if most guys are being real with themselves, the visions that they have for their life and for their future, even if you're not marrying them or whatever, it involves women, doesn't it? Like
I
if you have...
I
Yeah.
can answer this.
Yeah.
Because I've probably been the epitome of that guy.
Okay.
Focus on yourself and everything yourself, but not women.
Yeah.
That's been me.
Yeah.
And I like my life up to this point.
Yeah.
But thank God I got on board this train and started thinking about it.
Yeah.
Because I've had periods where I've thought about dude, I've gotten little glimpses where I've a couple bad days in a row.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe I ate some bad food. Little bit of misogyny comes out. Little bit of resentment
Yeah.
comes out. Hatred towards women comes out. What's this? Why am I angry about the way that girl looked at me in Target? Right? And then you dive into it and it's oh, I need to be approaching or at least moving forward through this.
Yeah.
And so, I think I've been a person who's taken care of myself long enough, but then it's there's always comes a point, I think for every guy, you're just thinking about you're imagining women are going to be there at some point. And so you got to get clear. And it's it's one of those things where we're afraid to admit it.
Yeah, and I also think sometimes it's almost as though, let's say that you've never had, what's an amazing food? What's a food you love?
I love Red Lobster.
Okay, so let's just say that you've never had Red Lobster, and there's kind of a whole world out there of people telling you, oh, you got to try Red Lobster, you got to try Red Lobster. And you're just like, well, what? I mean, you don't even know.
True.
You never even had it.
True.
Then it turns out, then you have Red Lobster, and now you're like, oh my God, I get it now. So a lot of guys out there also that end up kind of on this dark red pill, MGTOW, or just, oh, I'm not going to do any game. I'll just end up alone, and I'm fine with that, whatever. They've never had the true beauties that come with loving and being loved, the true beauties that come with, consistent, great, consensual, hot sex with a fucking chick.
And connection.
The connection, just all of that, waking up after you had sex all night and you guys talk a little bit and realize you both are free that day and you decide to go to Bob Evans and you you fucking, it's beautiful. It's really nice. And I really believe that, and the long-term mental health of a man is going to be greatly, greatly dependent on his ability to connect with women that he is attracted to, not just physically, but also mentally. I think that it is literally our nature. It is actually in our nature to connect with females. And I think to rob yourself of that is not going to benefit you.
You want to know what made me realize I need to like go to the gym?
What?
Like why I'm really on this whole kick?
Why?
It was kind of realizing that like bottom line for both men and women, well, this isn't even true for all, but you know,
Okay.
again, generalizing here, for like the type of women we want.
Yeah.
It's like bottom line, you need to be attractive.
Yeah.
That has to be like baseline for both genders.
Yeah.
And so like me like just realizing like it's not all connection. You do need a baseline attractiveness, and I've never like pumped that up.
Okay.
I never
yeah.
tried to look good. I never tried to get my fashion up. I never tried to even like ease them into my truth a little bit.
Yeah.
I never tried to get physically like good looking.
Yeah.
I've never cared because I just banked on the idea that like it's all connection. But like even people that I would connect with initially might not even receive me well enough to get to know me because I don't have attraction.
Yeah, you've got to be able to, with attraction, you've got to be able to at least enter that 10th of a second realm where a girl categorizes you as would fuck or would not fuck.
10th of a second realm.
There's a 10th of a second realm.
Okay.
A girl in the half a second it takes a girl to walk by our window right now,
Yeah.
we can categorize her as would fuck, wouldn't fuck.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah.
Old, fat, glasses, someone's
You're
grandma.
talking the first 10th of a second that they see
the
you.
10th of a second.
Got it.
Of that realm of like would or would not fuck. Decent body. We didn't even get a good look, but would fuck for sure. Like
Yeah.
you can categorize and you do deep down in the first fucking millisecond.
Sometimes I regret it. I catch up to them and I go, huh.
And I want to say this too. Because there's a lot of guys out there that they feel as though that they are incredibly unattractive. And, you know, the thing is that so many guys, their self-esteem is so low that they're not even doing the things that could make them more attractive. You sent me a picture the other day of you in those shirts, and I responded and told you what you need to do with your hair.
Yeah. Which I'm going to do.
Your hair has just been that's a basic haircut.
Very basic.
It's basic. And you will, when you grow that out, that top out, and you do the fade, dude, you're gonna look different.
Have you ever seen me with long hair?
Yes, it's not good.
Oh, okay.
Because you do it all long.
Yeah.
It's long on the side.
Yeah.
You look like a child.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
Did
like-
you like it with long hair?
I don't know, just fit the vibe back in the day, but
That long hair would have been great if you then would have even like done the sides up. Like real short here, come up, and now have it long, like
Yeah.
mostly.
Yeah.
That would be good. But yeah, we were at the Victorian. I took a pic. You two were taking pictures of that guy because he was shorter, and I told you I was like, "This is literally how you need to be dressing."
Yeah.
And that guy, sure, he was short, but
Yeah.
he was having fun. He was dressed really fucking well.
Yeah.
Just in some cool jeans that were like ripped up, blue jeans, some cool white Nike Jordans or something, awesome Hawaiian shirt, a chain.
Yeah.
He just
Sunglasses.
he looked great.
Yeah.
So a lot of guys that are super down about their looks and how ugly they are and shit, they're gonna also not even decorate themselves with good fashion, with a good haircut. They're not going to use skin moisturizer. They're not going to wear any kind of jewelry. They're just going to dress like a fucking chump and then just assume, oh, it's because I'm so ugly that girls don't talk to me. Well, maybe your approach fucking sucks and you look like shit. You're dressed like shit. There's a lot a man can do to become more attractive.
Yeah.
That when guys are so insecure about how unattractive they already are that they don't do.
and that kind of goes back to what I was saying about the bedroom.
Yeah.
Like, you know, setting the runway up so that the planes can go on it, you know, like
Yeah.
clearing the road so that it's actually possible to do these things in the first place.
Yes.
Even if you're not going to go out, there's 100 things you could do that'll make it way more likely for you to get laid.
Mm-hmm.
What's
Yeah.
the excuse there?
Yep, definitely. Yeah. Yeah, how long have we gone?
This has been an hour and 3 minutes.
Wow. Well, guys, you're lucky. I said this was going to be a 30-minute episode, but it was this was a good one.
It was 30 minutes of you, 30 minutes of me.
I can't believe this is free. This shouldn't be free. Dude, I mean, this content...
There's a paywall for this episode
This
now.
is life-changing content.
It is.
I mean, it's really shocking how good this podcast is sometimes. I think I need to put more effort into promoting it more. The views are good. The
Yeah.
views have been pretty decent, but I would like a lot more, I think. But then again, I don't know. Sometimes I think about getting rid of the podcast altogether.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, I just don't. I like making videos. I enjoy the podcast. What do I not like about the podcast?
You know what you should
sometimes?
do?
What?
You should try to find ways to interact with the followers of the podcast, and that'll get you really inspired about like why they like it again, and then what you should focus on.
Dude, maybe we do it live.
That could be cool.
Maybe every podcast is live. And so now we're
could be
taking
interesting.
questions.
That could be
What
cool.
if on the
Because
Evolution
now we're not just here in a room.
Dude, what if on the Evolution Daily podcast channel, right? What if we blast out for 2 days? So we commit. We're like, okay, on Wednesday at noon, we're going to record. And we blast that out for 2 days.
Yeah.
And we go, hey guys, on Instagram Live, on YouTube Live, on the podcast, we're going to be doing the podcast live. Jump on and ask questions. We'll probably shout you out, whatever. Making it live. Because then they could ask questions. They could talk shit. We
Let's
could
do
talk
it
shit.
live.
That'd be cool. Comment below if you're one of the 2 people that made it this far.
Comment below if you jerk off to Kate. What was her name?
I don't want to keep saying her name. I don't want
Okay.
people to know about her.
All right. Comment below if you want to see us do this live.
Yeah, comment below if you guys want to do it live. I think that'd be kind of cool. Maybe I'll do a poll in the Facebook group, the Evolution Daily Inner Circle.
See, and then it'll start to be a discussion about not just like what we think of talking about, but then what other people want to hear.
Hey guys, we're streaming live. I need to take my other iPhone to the fucking Apple Store and see if they'll unlock it for me.
Are we wrapping
I
this up?
changed the password for you, and you forgot it. And you didn't even film it. I gave you that iPhone at the fucking wharf. And neither of us remember the password. You know what I'm talking about?
I do now, yes.
Fuck.
Your old phone.
Because we could use that for Instagram Live. We can use the phone for YouTube Live. And then we can hook that. Oh, and then you have a phone.
I have a
So
phone.
we can do one of them Facebook Live.
Yes.
Dude, yeah. Live podcast. That sounds fun. I want to... You know what, man? Sometimes you just say things and you just feel that it's not true. I was going to say, I want to get more guests. I don't. I don't want to get more guests. I know
Okay.
that's how you grow a podcast.
Sure.
What am I going to talk to people about?
Hmm.
People want to talk about stupid things.
You should get Dale on more.
No.
No?
No.
You don't like
he's,
Dale?
he's a loser, man.
Damn, dude.
Me and Dale aren't friends anymore.
Damn, dude.
No, I'm just playing. We are. But we haven't talked in a little while. No, he's a loser. Yeah, I mean, I want to talk about current events.
You know, you need somebody who like watches the news and has like your opinion.
Yeah, you have nothing to contribute to current events talk.
I don't. Dude, I'm up in space thinking about fucking neuroticism and fucking concepts and Teal
How
Swan.
crazy is it that you scored so high on neuroticism, too? I knew you would.
Right, because I took the Dark Triad test.
Yeah.
And then I had,
And then your roommate did, too.
yes.
Because he also is very neurotic, clearly.
Yeah, extremely.
Yeah.
No, I got like 80% or something.
Wow.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
And he got like 95%.
Wow. Yeah.
But no, I'm toning it down, man. Like, there's a big value to presence and just like breathing and just going out. And you say go out and I've never actually gone out for an hour without my phone in the morning.
Oh, wow.
But I might do that one of these days.
You need to.
But like, I used to do stuff like that.
Yeah.
But like, that's good. Like, that's really good to just like get your brain thinking about nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Because otherwise you're just, you know what neuroticism really is?
What?
It's not just making the first decision that comes to your head.
Mm-hmm.
It's second guessing, triple guessing, quadruple guessing, quintuple guessing.
Yep.
It's, we all really do want to get to a point where we could just make the first decision and have it be right. But you do need to second guess sometimes. Oh, did I leave the oven on? Or is your house going to burn down?
Yeah.
So second guess, third guess, but then stop there. Neuroticism is when you don't stop there.
Yeah.
That's what neuroticism really is.
And the thing about neuroticism is that it's hardwired into us because neuroticism keeps you safe. So it's actually a comforting feeling to be neurotic. You can from the outside look at it and say, I don't like it, I wish I was more present, but you actually do like it. You really enjoy it because it actually is providing a feeling of safety. It's like, oh, I've seen all the holes in this boat. I can plug this hole, that hole, this hole.
But it's also completely non-physical.
Yeah.
And like you say, you need to get into the physical.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Go to the gym. Take a boot camp.
Yeah, definitely take a boot camp, guys. I mean, we're doing one in Austin the 17th to the 19th of June. We got May 13th to the 15th coming up. There was a Miami student that's on the upcoming Miami one, and he sent me a voice message earlier. And a couple hours later, I texted him back and said, never send me a voice message again. I will never listen. And then he responds. He goes, Oh, I was just saying, I'm so excited for the boot camp, man. I'm so glad I made that commitment. I don't care, man. That's a boundary. I will never listen to your fucking voice message. Don't ever make me consume 32 seconds.
What is it about people sending voice messages why they shouldn't do it?
It's so ridiculous.
No one wants to read a brick of text, but nobody also wants to unplug from everything they're doing to listen to your 30-second thing.
Here's what it is, okay? I send you voice messages because what I need to relay, it's always about work.
Yeah.
What I need to relay is important, and
it's coming off the dome.
It needs to be really well articulated sometimes and not just like typed up. It'll take me way too long to type it up.
Right.
So in situations where something is really, really important, then yes. To just send someone a voice message, and what it is, it's disrespectful of other people's time. And I'm not, if you see this, bro, I ain't hating on you. It's all good. It's really not that big of a deal for most people. I make a big deal about it. I think it's funny. I've said it for a long time now. Like, never send me a voice message. But so don't cancel on it. Don't cancel the boot camp. But no, it's disrespectful of somebody's time.
Yeah.
You know, could you imagine just sending Elon Musk a 45-second voice message?
Right.
Just 45 seconds that I now need to be doing nothing else.
Yeah.
Right? I now need to fucking sit here for 45 seconds.
Yeah.
Versus you send me a text, I can give it the one over while doing something else and just move on.
I could be at dinner and glance over your text and see if it's like pressing.
Yes, exactly. The fact now that that's what it is actually also a not knowing the urgency.
Yeah.
It's not knowing the urgency.
Yeah.
That's important.
Do you send voice messages to girls?
No.
You don't?
No, I don't. I used to back in the day. I don't do it anymore.
Is it bad? Or is it just you don't do it?
I think it's... What do I think about it? I think there's a time and a place for it. I do it much more rarely now. The last one I did was actually the girl in California who I met in Vegas and smashed. And what it was, here's why. This is why. Because the human voice is persuasive.
Yeah.
Versus text. Mm-hmm. Right? So the thing is this girl originally had said to me, you know, oh, I'm all the way out in wherever. Can we meet in the middle?
Oh.
I had told her yes.
Yeah.
Then upon look, I was like, yeah, that's fine. Then upon looking, the Uber was going to be far and expensive as fuck. So now I don't just want to text her, hey, could you come all this way?
Right.
There's no tone there.
You need the emotion.
There needs to be some emotion in it. There needs to be, you know, some empathy to her situation.
Right.
So it's much better to send the voice message. So in the voice message, I go, hey, what's going on? So look, here's the deal. I know we said that we could meet halfway.
Yeah.
You know, that definitely I could do that, but here's the thing. It would be a really expensive and far Uber ride for me. I want to take you to this restaurant over by me in Santa Monica that has free parking, so you'll have no problem. They'll do free valet parking. I'm going to cover dinner and everything. And, you know, if you need me to, I can throw you a little bit for gas. It's really no big deal. I'm really looking forward to seeing you, and I would, you know, love it if you came out this way.
Yeah.
She did not ask for gas money, of course.
And imagine make that being a text.
Exactly.
Like a mile-long text.
Yeah, it would be a mile-long text. Also, if it was shorter, if I shortened the text,
if that was a text, she wouldn't have came.
It's likely. It's I don't know how unlikely or likely, but it's the percentage would have been higher for her to not come.
Yeah.
For sure. You just feel nothing from a text, but you feel dude, I'm not going to read David Goggins' book and get motivated. Never.
Oh yeah.
I'm not going to sit there with text in a silent room and like, yo, yeah, this is motivational. No, I need to hear Goggins while he's running. Don't be a bitch today, motherfucker. You get your ass out there and you fucking run. I had fucking 20 broken legs, 20 broken fingers, and a dead head, and I completed a 46-mile fucking marathon, bitch. How the fuck you got an excuse? I'm not going to fucking sit there and read that and be motivated.
Yeah.
Yeah, David, run. Whoo, yeah. No. So when you need to relay emotion, you send a voice message. This is also actually taking me back to the voice message I've brought up often of there was that girl that I fell in love with last year who eventually burnt into flames. It was around the Trump reelect. Don't want to say certain words. It was around the Trump
thing.
It was around the thing. Yeah, and that girl, when we first fucking met, we had a serious connection. We both felt it. The vibe was, we hung out all night. It was epic. It was so good. And she's being kind of short in texts. And I'm like, this bitch, I feel this. I know there's something here.
Oh.
And so I send a voice message after a couple failed attempts to get her to hang out because I really felt there was something there. And so I sent this voice message and I said, hey, all right, so look, if you don't respond to this, I'm not going to text you anymore. It's all good. I just genuinely think we had a really good time the other night. I feel like we have a connection. I think you're in love with me, but maybe just, denying it, lying to yourself. I said this whole thing. I said, but if you're down, I really, really want to just go grab some nachos and some drinks this week and, just see what's up.
Yeah.
So I send this, long thing. And she literally just texts back like minutes later, ha, 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 fine, I'm free Wednesday, something like that. And so the texts weren't making her feel anything.
Yeah.
The voice reminded her of the connection. It reminded her of even what I sound like, you think back to a good conversation you had with somebody, and now also here's their voice again. It makes you feel something. People get motivated from this podcast. They're not going to get motivated from a blog.
Yeah.
They're just not. Or a tweet. So for voice messages, a time and a place. When you need to convey emotion, you send a voice message. It's good stuff. All right, guys, we're going to wrap this shit up. I'm moving soon. Alpha Chad's going to be getting laid soon. When do you predict, honest to God, and just be dead ass honest. Don't shoot for the stars and say tomorrow. Don't think of anything anyone wants to hear. When do you predict you could, based on your current trajectory, get a cold approach lay?
2 or 3 months.
Really?
Yeah.
I could see it.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to say like tonight because it's Saturday.
Yeah.
But like 2 or 3 months probably.
Wow.
Because if I'm going to stay on this trajectory, if I'm going to be working with this dude for 90 days working out, if I'm going to be continuing to just spend my extra money on some clothes, growing out the hair, trying to go out, then, something's going to happen, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. I'm not even worried about it.
That's a great place to be in, man.
Yeah.
That's really good. That's great. All right, man. All right, guys, we're going to wrap this up. Evolutionary.com. Buy some shit. Sign up for the fucking boot camp. I support you. It's time for you to support me. Go get a course.
It's time for you to support yourself.
That is a thing. You start to feel like you need to support somebody back. I bought a Tim Dillon shirt. I just was like, I need to support him back. I did that with fucking Alex Jones. I bought a bunch of merch one day because I just was like, I need to give something.
Do you feel like everyone has gotten so much from you that now it's their time to pay you back?
Well, I just can't fathom not. I can't fathom not. It's I've bought Joe Rogan tickets. I've bought the Gary Vee shoes. I've bought his books. I do, and I've never thought about this, but I do support the creators that I like the most.
I'm the same way.
I'm even on Tim Dillon's Patreon. It's like I like to support the content creators that I really enjoy.
Yeah.
So the fact that there are so many leeches that are listening to this right now not supporting is disturbing, to say the least. And it's an energetic toxin.
Oh no.
If you've not bought a course or done a boot camp and you're listening to this right now and you've never ever supported us in any way, you're a leech. And I don't want you here. And I mean that from the very bottom of my heart. Thank you guys very much for tuning in. We'll see you next week.